good evening. Thank you so much for joining me again. My name is Maria and I do book subscription unboxings here. This isn't going to be the latest because these boxes I've had for a while. I just like to read the book and kind of indulge a little bit, and I do have a full-time job, so it's not like I can get to it as soon as I receive it. But I like to try to give you as much detail as I can, flavors, how the book reads, how I liked it, what it's about. So thank you so much for joining. Today I have a very good box. We've done these before. It's the Once Upon a Book Club. I've been having a lot of fun with this subscription box. This was actually, I think this one came in April 2021. It is now September, so I know I'm a little behind in, revealing these to you. But this one has by far been my favorite one. I've described how these boxes work, so just a quick recap. With Once Upon a Book Club, you receive your box with your book and you get between 3 to 5 gifts. As you read the book, there's gonna be a post-it on some pages that says, open your gift. And there's a corresponding gift that belongs to that page, and it's something related to the story and what's happening, so it kind of helps you feel like you're part of the story. It's really nice. This one is the first time I receive a hardcover book, The Lost Apothecary. It was such a good book. I really, really, really liked this book. It's one, I'm not one to like really reread a whole lot of books, but this one is definitely one that I could see myself rereading because it was so good. It was so good. So this one is one that goes back and forth in time. So in present day, you have Caroline. Caroline has devoted her life to her marriage. She's in London. It was what they had planned for their anniversary, her and her husband James. But she ended up going on that trip by herself because James was unfaithful to her and she found out, so she kind of ran away. And she started to want to do things, keep herself distracted. She meets with a group of people and they do what's called mudlarking. I'd never heard of that, but they go by the river and they're just like digging for gold, kind of, like just looking for items. There's a lot of history in that town, and sometimes you find vintage things in the water that have been there for a while. And so it's just a group of people that just kind of go and like feel around and look around and dig around. And so she's like, hey, why not? Let me go see what there is and make some friends. And so she finds a bottle when she's doing this mudlarking in this river, and she shows it to this guy, the main guy who's kind of leading the mudlarking. His name's Bachelor Alf. And she's like, did I find something? And it was like a blue bottle. I mean, it wasn't really anything. And he's like, oh yeah, this is really nice. You don't see things like this anymore. And so she was like, I don't think she expected it to really be anything. It was like this blue bottle and it had a little bear on it. And so she just is curious over like, what was it? Where did it come from? She just kind of wanted to see if there was any historical connection to this bottle. So this is one of those books that goes back and forth in time. And so the present day main character is Caroline, and then the past main characters are Nella and Eliza. So Nella is an apothecary, and she took over her mom's apothecary shop. Nella, she's like in her 40s in the story. And this is when we go to the past, we're going back to the late 1700s. And she took over the apothecary shop that was her mom's. And she was done wrong. She was done wrong. She fell in love. She got pregnant. And this guy just did her dirty. And so she ended up without him and alone, and she got a little vindictive, I guess. And so really any woman who's been done wrong will go to Nella, and Nella will find a way to disappear them without it looking like the wife murdered them. So that's kind of what she's been using her apothecary shop for. So let me show you. The gift boxes they're boxed nicely. So let's pull these out. The first one will be on page 41, so you get it pretty early on in the story. There's another one, a small little guy, and one more. So in this one, we also get 4 gifts. So far, this is my 4th box that I get. So we got my initial one. We got the Steamy Romance, which was that Valentine's Day edition, and we're getting this one. So this is the 3rd one in a row where we get 4 gifts. And I know they say 3 to 5, so I'm cool. You also get, like with all the other boxes, you're also getting the signature from the author. Her name was Sarah Penner. Sarah Penner. So I'll be sticking that onto the back cover of my book after I present to you guys. We get the quote card that has been coming with all of these. So this one says, "Believe me, if you want something different, the only person holding you back is you." I like that saying. I really like that saying. And the back of the card has a message from Sarah Penner. Tells you about what the book is about, and there's rules, and that's really cool. That's really pretty. I like her little drawings down here. Now, I remember on the first box, I told you that these came with a bookmark, but I'd lost it. So this is what the bookmark looks like, and they all kind of look the same, but I think when I got the one with the book shiver, it was blue. This one's purple, so I guess they kind of try to make it the colors of the book. And it just reminds you to open your books as you're reading along. And then the back just says Once Upon a Book Club. So they're just like a paper bookmark, nothing crazy fancy or anything, but it's still nice to get. So the first gift comes on page 41, right there. So this is We Are Back in Time. So we are with Nella, and Nella, this is where Nella and Eliza meet. Eliza is a girl, she's like 12 years old, and she comes to the shop looking to bring something home to her mistress. So she's like a servant, and the mistress is her, the lady of the house. So Eliza goes to pick up these eggs to take home to her mistress, and Nella tells her, "Here are 4 eggs. Can you tell me which 2 of these eggs are the largest?" So Eliza's like, "This one and this one." She's like, "Yes, you must remember, the 2 larger eggs are the poisonous ones." Her mistress is obviously planning something with the eggs, and Eliza has to remember which ones are the poisonous ones. And so we get our gift, page 41, and I thought it was super cute. It is a little bowl with eggs in them, and the eggs, they're not like breakable. They don't feel breakable. Let me just see. They're probably a little hollow on the inside, but they're really cute. In the story, there were 4. Here there's 3, which is fine. 4 would have been a lot. There's a little hair in there. And then the bowl is really pretty. I think it's so cute. I don't know if you can eat from it because it doesn't say like not for food, or it doesn't say microwave or anything, but I really like the edges. It's a beautiful color. And I mean, if you want to keep the eggs in it, it's cute. Like, just make it like a little knickknack in your kitchen or in your dining room. If you don't really care for the eggs, you can toss them or put them somewhere else for like decoration. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I have these little bird figurines. They're about this big. So I might put it by there, see how it looks, but this is the first gift. I like it. I thought that was really pretty. If anything, I like it for the bowl. The eggs, I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do with the eggs, or I'm gonna display the eggs, but that's the first gift. So Eliza goes back to her house, and the mistress ends up telling her to cook the eggs, and Eliza serves the eggs to the husband, and he doesn't feel well, and then he does not survive. So we're still going back and forth, right? Caroline's really curious about her little bottle, and she goes to the main library where Bachelor Alf's daughter works, and she's like real big on like history stuff and maps. Like maps is her thing. And so they start uncovering things, especially because of that bear emblem that was on the bottle. She's able to kind of pinpoint there was a Bear Alley, and it's like there was an apothecary on Bear Alley, and so she makes a trip over there. She kind of breaks in, kind of tries to see what's up. She does end up uncovering or discovering Nella's apothecary, and she sees, it was like she breaks in, but it was like a secret door almost into her apothecary, and she finds things, and it was like it was left as is, and she finds books and I guess potions, recipes, and things like that. So she starts just snapping pictures, but her phone was dying, of course. So of course they have to add that suspense. Phone is dying. It's pitch dark in there, so she needs her light. So she needs the battery, but she wants to take the pictures and she wants to take it all in. But there's so much in this little apothecary that she doesn't really have time. She also doesn't want to get caught because she's breaking in, right? So then she makes it out, and she starts like Googling poisons and things like that, and taking notes because she wants to go back to school, and she just thinks that this would be a really neat like research project. So she's all into this, and just very distracted from her personal life with what's going on with her and James. James ends up coming to the hotel. She didn't want him there, but he ends up showing up anyway. And so she's a little bit upset because she really she wanted to be by herself, but it is what it is. He made his way over, and there he is. So then when you go back in time with Nella and Eliza, Eliza is pretty intrigued with what Nella's doing, and she wants to be involved. She wants to help her out. She wants to learn that craft. And Nella's like, I don't need any help. I don't, especially from a child. So somehow Eliza makes her way in, and she's helping her. And then another customer lady comes in, and she wants to off her husband. And for some reason, and I can't remember the detail because again I read this a bit ago, Nella wasn't as inclined to help her, and this customer kind of blackmails her as like, you know what, if you don't help me, I'm gonna let them know about you. I'm gonna like put your stuff out there, and they're gonna know that you've done all of this. And she also keeps a book with all the names of the women that she's helped. And so not only will Nella be arrested, but all these women will be found out. And so she decides to help, and she needs to have this potion made by the following day. And Eliza is all cool, willing to help. Nella's a little sickly. She's in her 40s, which maybe at that time that was considered old, but she also had like ailments. So she has to go to this field in the cold and collect all these beetles to make this potion. And so Eliza comes along to help her do that. So she ends up making the potion and giving it to this woman. And as she's writing in her book, it says, open your gift. So the next gift we have is page 158. And so here we go. So it opens like this, like a little magnet, and you have this stylus. I don't use styluses or styli. I don't really use these. It does seem a little bit like a cheap plastic. It's obviously not really a feather. I once bought a pen that the tip was like this, so you can use it as a stylus, but then you click it up here and the pen comes out from it. I thought that was a really neat idea because then you have both, because just this by itself, I'm not gonna use it. So this gift, I like the packaging that it came in. This is a really nice box. I like how it's magnetized and all, but I don't really like the gift itself because, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not something I'm gonna be using. So it's another one of those useless gifts to me. But again, it's part of the story. She's writing in her book, and then you get this stylus. So I guess it's just a modern twist on an old instrument. So what happened was Eliza went ahead and put the poison into a jar for this lady. She accidentally used the wrong jar. So she accidentally used a jar that has the full address of the apothecary, which means that if they investigate and they find out that this man was poisoned, and then they go back and they find a jar with an address and a poison inside, what do you think is gonna happen? They're gonna go to this shop and they're gonna know that they're up to no good. And so, which is exactly what happens. And so that's how things start to kind of like get exciting in the past, because it's suspenseful. It's like, we need to go back and get that jar. But then there's a lot of police out there. And so it just gets real exciting. And then in present day, James comes and visits Caroline, and Caroline, she has her essential oils, and he wasn't feeling well. And so she tells him to get her, oh goodness, what was it? It was some oil. I'm not into essential oils. It's a popular one too, but let's see, eucalyptus. So she tells him to, he has a sore throat. She's like, I have some eucalyptus in the bathroom. So he goes into the bathroom, takes the eucalyptus, then comes out, and then she goes out to go on about her day while he stays behind in the room recovering. And then he calls her like, I'm feeling way worse. Like, I feel like I'm about to die. So then she comes back. He ended up drinking the eucalyptus, and he wasn't supposed to. I guess he was just supposed to rub it on his chest or something like Vicks, but he drank it, and I guess it's toxic. Again, I don't really know about essential oils, so they call the paramedics. And then we have here page 222, open your gift. So this is this tiny little box, and this was kind of neat. It's a little bottle of eucalyptus. It's funny because I'm not into essential oils, but this is kind of neat. And it actually says Bear Alley up here, which is where that apothecary is. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right there, Bear Alley, eucalyptus. And it does have directions. It says to dilute and apply to the chest or muscles. You can also use it for a diffuser or with a diffuser, and it helps with respiratory problems when it's diffused or diluted and applied to the chest. And it's also a good support for aching muscles and joints. So it says to shake it real good, before you use it. It's got like a little dropper type lid. It smells pretty strong, kind of a Vicks Vapor Rub kind of smell. And it does say, warning, external use only, so I will not be drinking it. So that was neat. I actually like this gift. Although I'm not into essential oils, I like it because I don't have it. So it's something I don't have and I can try out. So see if maybe I'll get into it. So James ends up going to the hospital and they find in the room all of these notes that Caroline wrote on poisons. And so now they think that she did this to him. And she's like, no, 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 no. I told him to take Dayquil and he wanted something else. I didn't know that he drank it. Like, I wasn't trying to kill him, but they're not really believing her. And so things get a little hairy and exciting in present day because she's being questioned by the detectives. So it just is a roller coaster with what's happening in the past and what's happening in present day. And where's the next one? So in the past, see, I don't want to give away the ending, so I think I'm going to stop there with what's happening. So Eliza and Nella are getting discovered because of Eliza's mistake with using the bottle with their address on it. And now Caroline is looking at a difficult situation because she has all of these notes on poisons and recipes and potions that she got from when she broke into that apothecary. So it kind of looks like she had plans that she really didn't. And so I'm going to stop there because I don't want to give anything away in case someone wanted to read this book. But for the final gift, it's in page 301, which is almost the end. This was not a very long book. I'm used to books being about 400 pages, and this one, oh, that is the last page, is 301. So, but I really think it was a good amount of pages for this book. So in this part, Caroline is standing on a bridge and she wants to just kind of do away with that bottle that she found at the beginning of the book, and she holds on to it near her chest, and she does discover a lot about Eliza and Nella, which is interesting. And another thing that I liked about this book is that when you start a chapter, it doesn't just say like chapter this or chapter that, but it tells you, like here for instance, Nella and the date. So you know, okay, now I'm gonna be reading a chapter from Nella's perspective. Or then it'll say Caroline, and then you know, oh, I'm back in present day because there's the date and now Nella's perspective. Might say Eliza, okay, now I'm looking at it through Eliza's eyes. And so you're seeing it from three different women's or girl, they're from their perspective. So the final gift is this bottle. So this is the bottle that Caroline discovered when she did that walk. And what's really cute, and it's gonna be super hard to see, is maybe not so bad. There's a bear there, that bear emblem from that bear alley. So I thought that was a nice little touch to the story because it's all about the bear alley, and the bottom says it's an apothecary glass reed that you can use it as a diffuser. So it's a diffuser bottle, so it just tells you what you need to do, getting the little sticks and all that. So I really like this. This is really nice, but I can also use it for like some flowers. But that's a beautiful bottle. I like that blue tinge to it. So you guys, this book was amazing. Sarah Penner, talented. So I really, really liked it. You have here the flyer that comes with it, about the author type stuff or questions with the author, and then just like with the last one, you have the discussion questions and the read along dates, which again I did not do. And then the back, I don't know if you remember with Shiver, there was like a game that you could play. This one has this. I like that. It has how to make your own little milk and honey bath soak. So I'm gonna have to try that. I don't have like any of these ingredients. It's like powdered milk. I don't use powdered milk, but I can buy it. Honey powder. I don't even know where to get honey powder. Then organic lavender, rose petals, calendula. I don't even know what that is. And then hibiscus flowers or hibiscus powder. So it's got a lot of ingredients that I'm not familiar with and things that are not readily available to me. So I'm gonna kind of have to like hit up Amazon and see if I can find some things because I would like to try that. So that was it. That was our, April, April Once Upon a Book Club box. It has been my favorite so far. Highly recommend. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave me any questions or comments. Please subscribe. I'm gonna keep these going. I'm really having a lot of fun doing these, and if there's anything you'd like to see done differently or me add something or try a different box, I'm all for it. I'm really busy right now doing these because I'm behind, and I'm gonna try to get a couple up a week so that I can kind of catch up. And then, you know, I don't care about being the one that brings it to you first. Because I want to enjoy them and read them and be able to give you a good review. But I do want to be a little bit more caught up than I am. I'm really behind. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please keep watching. I'm having fun. I hope you are too. Have a great day.